Hello everyone, here's my submission to the Kendo React Free Components Challenge over at Dev.to. It's called Dev Dash. A little bit of an introduction on how I will go through this demo. Basically, I'm going to go through the app to all of its features, and as I encounter Kendo React components, I will mention them and whether or not they are free or premium. Okay, so you start off at this page, register. So I'm going to register. Let me mention all the components here. In the register, there's a text box, which is basically just input box, but it's already styled. And I also use Bootstrap, by the way, so these are all styled very nicely, and let me just tell you, it's super easy to set up. So yeah, we have a text box, which is free. Text box here, free component. We have three, and we also have a button, which is also free. And out of the box, there are lots of variations you can do. This is what's called the primary. Actually, let me show you the code here. Register button here. All I did was make the theme color to the string primary. So let me register. Let me create an account. Boom. And actually you'll see a notification at the bottom. That's also a Kendo React component, and it is free, which is really good because that was really useful and super easy to set up. Actually, let me show you the code here. I basically used it alongside a React context. Basically store a state of notifications, and each notification has a message and a style, which is supported by Kendo React. You have error, info, success, etc. I put it below the children here, below what will be consuming this context, and so I can just basically call this from anywhere, and it will all just add to this notification stack. And at a certain increment, 2.5 seconds, the oldest notification will get deleted. Okay, so let's go ahead and log in. Notifications should show up again. Okay, now that I've logged in, the first thing I want to talk about is the layout, which will be present in most of the pages we'll see. And that layout consists of an app bar, which is a free component. App bar. Look at over here, app bar, which will just sit on top of each page you visit, which has this layout. And within the layout, within that app bar itself, we have another free component, which is the avatar. Here is the avatar. And since I don't have an API key yet, I can't fetch my profile image from the dev account. So right now it's just this. But let's go. Also, if I click on this avatar, a pop-up will show up, which is again another free component. Pop-up, really easy to set up. Just see, so I can have an extra menu here. I can log out if I wanted to. So let's actually go through the process. I don't have an API key yet, so this will not work. The features I have. So let's submit one. So let's click on submit one. I'll enter an invalid API key and see what happens. Okay, so this is another component. It's a dialog, which is really going to be useful. The dialog, which it's another free component, and this is a text box again. And here's something cool. It's a tooltip. Okay, it's similar to pop up, but all you have to do is hover over it, and it's super easy to set up. I just surround what I want that tooltip to hover over, and I put in anchor element, target, parent title, and that's it. That's all I needed to do, and boom, right? Let's enter an invalid key. Also, this is a toggleable button. In Kendo React, you can make buttons toggle a toggle button. So let's create an invalid key. Let's submit it. Okay, this is a loader, which is also a free component again. All right, so I don't have. It seems like the API is invalid, so let's actually input a valid API key. Okay, let's go to settings. See, it's invalid again. Another tooltip here, and this is also another free component. It's called the tab. I don't remember, tab strip, I believe. Tab strip, yes, free component. I don't have any other setting here. I just did it to showcase this component because I really liked it. Okay, let's actually get a real API key. Here we go. I already have it set up, and let's do this. Change loader again, and boom, dev account is fetched. Let's go back home, and there we go. Now this is what I really wanted to show you the most. This is called a tile layout, basically. So this home page just shows you general your Dev.to account. So I have my name, username, summary, and my links, and I have a birthday countdown for when I'm gonna be celebrating my the date I joined Dev.to, which is 17th of January. So I still have 300 days left. And each of these like modules or tiles, I call it, is a card actually, a card from Kendo React, which is really useful for displaying data. You have a card header and a card body, and you can have a bunch of other things. But what I really want to talk about is the tile layout. It's just also free. Tile layout. Basically, you can just arrange your data in tiles. uh, and these tiles are rearrangeable and also resizable. And so I made it so you can rearrange and resize these tiles, and my application will actually save it. So the next time you log in again, it will remember that setup. So right now we have four rows, I believe, and four columns. These two at the top take two each, and this one takes a full. But I don't want that. I feel like that's too much. So let's actually resize these. And whoops, there we go. And resize this one, and resize this one. Resize this big one. Uh, right? You know what? Let's actually do this instead. Boom, and boom. And you'll see, you saw that before. The notification actually, it just saves every 5 seconds. It saves the dashboard layout, which this is really useful. I feel like, if you're making a very data intensive application, you want to have a dashboard displaying like metrics and such. This is really useful. So the layout has been saved. As you can see, it's different than before. Let's see if I refresh. Will it remember? And yeah, there we go. It remembers. If I rearrange it again, let's say like this, and wait for it to save. All right, and refresh again. Loader, boom, right? But that looks ugly. I'm gonna go back to this. All right. So save. Let's go to the next feature. This is just a feed. As you can see, right before it loads up, there's a skeleton, another free component, and it's basically just a feed page. You can infinite loading, with just a couple of extra features. As you can see, this is a card also. Card header, card body, and card footer, I believe. And if I click on a username, it will just refetch and filter it by username. Boom. So I want to see all the posts made by August Batra. I can also clear the filter, and here's another free component for you. The autocomplete. So basically, before this page loads up, I fetch all the tags available, and you don't really want to blindly search up tags, right? Because it might not exist. So you want tags that you're sure has articles. So let's go AI maybe. AI, boom, easy. Add tag filter, ta-da. Clear filter again. Okay, it's pretty cool. Okay, so let's go to another. As you saw before, I had this pinned post page. I don't have any posts to display, so let's add that. So basically, I want to go to posts to see a list of my posts. Now, you'll see a little notification here warning me because I don't have a license. That's because one of these features in this page uses a premium component, but this is a data grid, which is free, which is free. Data grid, I believe, data grid, which is free for most of its features, but where is it? Data grid table. It's free for most of its features, but I was using a premium feature, which is a custom cell renderer for this pinned column, uh, which is fine. Most of the time you won't need it. The free one is pretty good. You can resize it and everything. This is a pager, which is free. Now, pager. Here we go. A pager. Yeah, it's free. Pager is free, which is really useful. You can scroll to a page. You can jump to a page. You can select how many items you want to have on each page, and it will automatically adjust it. As you can see, it resets to page 1 because there wasn't enough. Now, let's actually pin some articles. Okay, let's pin that one, pin that one, pin that one. This is a toggleable button, by the way. Let's go back to home, and oops, this just keeps resetting. As you can see, more. Here we go. Yeah, these are all icons, SVG icons. Another free component. And let's go to library, which is really fun. This will fetch your reading list, your whole reading list. And again, as I've said, I wanted to extend Dev.to, right? So what I've done here is I've gotten a color palette, which is another free component. Color palette. You list a bunch of colors in a row, and I can click it to select the library section. Let's say I want to organize this by language or something, or by industry, web dev. Let's make this a web dev section. Let's create this, and let's actually add some things. Okay, another dialog, add web dev. Boom. Let's add that one, and let's select that. Let's select it again. Okay, let's add a couple more. Let's add another. Let's say this will be Android or something. I don't know. Android. Let's add this one to Android, even though it's not about Android. Boom. Select it again. Boom. And actually, I've changed my mind. Let's switch this to Android. Boom. Now we'll have none. And boom. There's 2 in Android. Oh, by the way, there's also a floating action button, another free component. Boom. And yeah, that's about it. That's actually the log out. Oh, wait, I forgot to mention this is a drawer here. A drawer, another free component. You can expand it and collapse it. Really useful out of the box. And now let's log out. All right, that's it. Thank you.